What's a product or service you should never cheap out on? Anything meant to protect you. Helmets, work boots, sporting equipment, etc. If the purpose of the item is to reduce or prevent injury, then don't cheap out on it. Work boots. Yes. For the love of God, if your job requires you to have work boots, get good ones, because that means that they're not only protecting you, but you're on them all day long. I tried to get shitty steel-toed boots when I first worked in construction, and after less than 2 months the boots went to shit along with my poor feet. Invested in a pair of Red Wings, and never looked back. Shoes. I can trash a pair of cheap shoes in no time, but have well-made $100 plus shoes that are 3 years and counting. I'm getting the soles repaired on a pair of boots, because they'll be good as new and are worth the cost to repair. It really has been worth it to have a couple nice pairs. I fill in through the year with cheap shoes. Surprise, they don't last. Anything that's a minor annoyance on the regular. When I moved into my new flat, I bought 2 spatulas, just cheap, shitty plastic things that cost about 50 penny each. They're okay for flipping eggs, but other than that, they're pretty much pointless. You can't move anything with any weight with them, because they're too flimsy. Every time I cooked, I was reminded of, and irritated by, just how fucking useless they are. On the other hand, a solid, decent spatula would have been at most £4. If you'd asked me at the time, if I would have paid an extra £3.50 to avoid feeling vaguely pissed off every time I went to fry some food, I would have said yes in a heartbeat, but because I'd already bought them, and because they still technically worked even if they didn't work well, I stuck with them for far too long. £3.50 to remove that minor irritation from my day was well worth it. If you can afford it, it's worth looking at the stuff you did cheap out on and buying new ones. All the little annoyances soon add up. A set of tools or power tools. If you buy a great set once, you'll have them for a long time and they will almost never fail you. Plus, using a quality tool is so much better than a cheap alternative. I was told to buy cheap tools, then when they break, replace them with the best tools. You only spend money on the tools that are vital, and you still have the random other things for the rare job that needs it. Obviously there's exceptions though. Knee support. I learned the hard way. Do not buy the cheap things from CVS. You only have 2 knees and you will miss them when they are gone. Go for a Fiend. Expensive as hell, but these bad boys let me ski again. Toilet paper. You don't want your finger poking through that single ply and accidentally finger blasting your own cornhole. You don't. Mattress. A good night's sleep is worth it, every penny of it. Bought an expensive mattress, and it resolved my back pain that I had been dealing with for 5 years due to an automobile accident. I also fall asleep in 5 minutes every night now. Best money I've ever spent. Edit. The mattress I own is a queen size Natura brand which was distributed by EQ3, but as I bought it 8 years ago they don't make the model anymore. I suspect I paid approximately 2,000 Canadian dollars for it after taxes. The mattress was paid for out of the settlement I received from the insurance claim. Maple syrup. You only want the real deal Vermont Quebec Treages. None of that amalgamated melted corn goop for me or you. No, no. We all deserve better for our pancakes, bacon or waffles. You'll never go back. $1 Roz. Worth every penny. LASIK. They are supposed to do tests beforehand to screen for people who are susceptible to catastrophic complications, like a corneal tear. If you are going someplace that is suspiciously cheap, less than $1,000 per eye in 2005, they're probably skipping those tests. Electrician. Going office, most all home contractors. There is usually a reason that one contractor is much cheaper than the others: low quality materials, incompetent labor, cutting corners, etc. And it will be reasons that you are either stuck with for many years or need to pay even more to get fixed. Now don't go with the highest estimate, but you also shouldn't go with the lowest as well. An IT system with full staff or a park filled with live dinosaurs. Spare no expense. Tires. It's the only thing connecting your 4,000-pound missile to the ground. I bought new tires last year. Before that my parents had been maintaining my car, but only the bare minimum. Holy crap, the difference in driving was huge. Way better control and gas mileage now. Underwear, especially the bra, makes a whole lot of difference. Nothing worse than a cheap bad quality bra. Oh, for real. I hear women complain about their bras all the time, and I know it's one of two things or both. Cheap quality and or bad fit. VS is not a particularly good quality bra. And VS Fit isn't exceptionally good at fitting for bras in my experience. Go to the older woman at Dillard's and have her help you pick a bra. You won't regret it. It will sting to pay for it, but you'll have it a long time and it'll be comfortable and wear well. If you're a hiker slash camper slash backpacker, your actual backpack. And buy it last. Why is this? Just to make sure all of the other equipment slash gear fits. Yes. Wait until at least after the third backcountry excursion. Carrying all of your gear in your hands for the first few trips will really teach you to appreciate a good backpack. Lawyers. As a lawyer I strongly second this. A cheap lawyer is still expensive, and can create messes that will require you to hire a more expensive lawyer to fix. If you ever doubt your lawyer's judgment, it's 100% worth it to seek a consultation elsewhere, if only for a second opinion. You are under no obligation to tell your current lawyer if you decide to stick with them, and many lawyers offer free consultations anyway. ETA, make sure you're not running afoul of any provisions of your retainer agreement before seeking another consultation. Same goes for state laws. I can only speak for my own jurisdiction, where it's perfectly fine to do so. Tampons or other feminine hygiene products. You can really tell the difference in those things. A good chair makes a world of a difference. Absolutely. I lucked into a Herman Miller Iron for $50, and I can confirm it is a whole different world from your Office Max chairs. Funny thing is that you bought it cheap. Tattoos. That shit's permanent, so make sure whatever you get is high quality, even if it's expensive. Research the artist, and take a good look at their portfolio. The rule I like to go by is that good tattoos are cheap, and cheap tattoos are good. I'm gonna go with mattress. When my girlfriend and I first moved into our place we were on a budget, and bought a cheap mattress. Ended up cause a ton of back and neck pain for me, so much that I had to see a chiropractor for a few months. Ended up buying a more expensive and quality mattress, and now I have zero back and neck issues. It's awesome. Running shoes. I'm suffering from years of cheap runners. Modems slash routers. A lot of times the cheap ones can't keep up with your internet speed, so you lose so much. Power supply on your desktop PC. While you're in there replacing the power supply, you may as well upgrade that GPU and CPU. But the CPU you bought is a different socket, so go ahead and swap that motherboard out. And why not round it off with some more RAM, and upgraded cooling since you're already in there. Not cheaping out on doesn't mean you have to buy the most expensive version of this product, just that you shouldn't buy the cheapest. For some of the things mentioned, you can buy the cheapest version of it for like $10, and the most expensive version for like $200. Typically the $30 version will be great. As I just had to find out, white wall paint. The cheap stuff is gray and translucent. Always use primer too. It makes a difference. Trash bags. They're one of those items where you can really tell the quality difference. Trust me, you don't want the regret of lugging a bag full of rotten produce and cat litter to the dumpster, trying to swing it over the edge and feel it tear apart in your hands on the upswing. It's a horror you will never forget. Buy better trash bags. Eye protection. If you're doing something where chunks of whatever can come flying at your eyes, it's nice knowing you won't go blind. Also, don't put doll eyes in your eye socket.